It's been 4 months, but Scott finally decided to give us new teaser images and loads of very nice updates. Let's have a look, shall we? Hello and welcome to a new video and probably the most extensive episode of FNaF news so far. After the never-ending silence that we all suffered through in the last months, Scott finally blessed us with some news. This is the teaser image that was on scottgames.com yesterday. As you can see, it shows Freddy, Bonnie, Foxy, Funtime Foxy and Spring Bonnie, which is really interesting, all kind of melted together. People tend to forget it because of all the fan-made stuff, but we never actually saw Spring Bonnie in an official game or teaser, except for this image and 8-bit minigames. The closest we've had is obviously Springtrap, but this is clearly an intact version of him. There's also a line which says, "Everything is working as intended, Fazbear Entertainment." Well, we all know that you better don't trust any statement from Fazbear Entertainment from past experiences. And, well, they are lying again, because there are some hidden lines within this image. Don't listen to them. We let something inside. It was an accident, and remember Jeremy. We can't be sure, but I think "we" is referring to the animatronics on the image. In the past, lines on an image were often by the shown animatronic, for example on this old Anna teaser. Okay, but what are they talking about? Well, good question. I think when they say "don't listen to them", they mean the people from Fazbear Entertainment who are talking on this image as well, implying that not everything is working as intended. I think it's impossible at this point to say what they let inside. My guess would be Ennard. But since Funtime Foxy is intact on the image, it's pretty unlikely. On the other hand though, this game doesn't seem to be canon, at least this teaser isn't. Because the different animatronic generations on this image didn't exist at the same time. I guess we'll just have to wait for more clues on this one. The most interesting lines in my opinion are the last two. "It was an accident" and "remember Jeremy". What was an accident? Well, we really can't know because there were so many accidents in Freddy Fazbear's history. The bite of 83 and 87, the missing children incidents, the baby incident and so on and on. We can't even guess anything because, as I said, the shown animatronics are from different eras, which makes it impossible to figure out where in the timeline this is set. I highly doubt that this is even supposed to be canon. The only accident that we can rule out is the murder of the kid that possesses a puppet, because Fazbear Entertainment didn't exist back then. And even that is vague. Moving on to the last line, "remember Jeremy". We saw Jeremy 2 times in the series. We play as him in night 126 in FNaF 2, and we see his name on a gravestone at the end of Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria Simulator. I just guess that this is a hint to FNaF 2 because we really can't do much with the grave. If it is a hint towards FNaF 2, then it could be useful to figure out when said accident took place. For FNaF 2 we have 2 options. The murder of 5 kids, as seen in the Save Them minigame, or the bite of 87. I personally would love to see more about the bite, because when you think about it, we really don't know so much about it, even though it was one of the first things that Phone Guy ever mentioned.
The bite of 87.
This is everything I have to say about this picture for now. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. But you probably already know that this wasn't it. There are 7 other images which were hidden in the source code of scottgames.com. 6 of them are clearly about the upcoming game, which the main teaser is also likely about. The 7th one is different, but I'll talk about it in a minute. Let's have a quick look at the other teasers first. To me, these all look like screenshots from the game, and let's finally address it, it's obviously the VR game. How do we know that? Well, if we go back to Scott's last update on Steam, we find out that the VR game was by far the closest to being finished. Also, he mentioned that it will contain a scene like the Funtime Freddy repair scene from Sister Location, and this screenshot looks exactly like that, doesn't it? Also, the teaser image is titled hw.jpg, and through the leaks we know that the VR game will be called Help Wanted. While writing the script, Scott just posted something and he 100% confirms that it's the VR game. I won't get into the images now because Scott said something about them himself. I'll show you them while I read it out. But before I do that, I need to give you some context. Basically, this is not the real Funtime Foxy. it's a fan-made model. That's the reason why this image isn't available on scottgames.com anymore. It was an accident. Scott also made a post about this yesterday. Just pause the video if you want to read it. It's basically just an apology. But now let's read Scott's latest post. This is some exciting stuff. Update on the VR situation. Hey everyone, I wanted to give an update on the VR game situation. As you all remember, the artwork that I teased for the game, which was actually a portion of the cover artwork, included characters that had used fan art and fan models as references. When I learned about that, I was obviously pretty upset and took down the teaser. I've been speaking with the team over at Steelwool, the VR company, for the last few days, working through this and figuring out from them what happened. Based on what I've heard, I do believe that it was an isolated incident and that it wasn't done with bad intentions. The person working on the artwork used images that he thought were mine. If anything, everyone who had one of their models referenced should pat themselves on the back, because your models looked like they were canon. I think it's a testament to the fan community that the fan models rival mine. Many of them look identical and some of them look better. The models in the actual game are my own though, or modified versions of my own models. The cover artwork was done using artwork available online, because the models in-game weren't finished and being textured. It doesn't excuse it, it's just what happened. They have since gone back and recreated the cover art using the actual in-game models. I wholeheartedly believe that it wasn't anyone's intent to steal or copy anyone else's work. Trust me when I say that the people over at Steelwool have been working their butts off on this game, trying to make it something incredible and something that will be an excellent addition to the series. I've been constantly impressed with the work they've done. There are some sections where you repair Bonnie, Chica and Foxy, and those sections are terrifying. You are instructed to reach inside of their chest cavities, or pull their faces off, or pull their eyeballs out. It's really unnerving. There is another section where you are in the dark with Funtime Foxy. It's basically a recreation of the game from Sister Location. I know that some people have said that that particular game was a bit lazy on my part, considering that the screen is black 99% of the time. But let me tell you something, it's a whole different situation in VR. I'd played the Funtime Foxy section in an early build but wasn't impressed. It was unfinished and Foxy was MIA, so I complained about it. They basically said, hold my non-alcoholic beverage, and they spent the next 3 days off the grid. They sent me a new build and again I entered the darkness with Funtime Foxy. I flashed my beacon again and again and I crept forward. I won't go into detail here, but I will say this. I have never screamed like I screamed that day. I screamed like a kid falling off a roller coaster. I threw the VR headset off my head and it was reflexive, like when you jerk your hand off a hot stove. It was an instinctive nope. I told Steelwool that I would never test that section again. My son Braden, also an eager player of the VR game over here, has also said that he'll never play that section again. The point of all of this is just to ensure you guys that the team over at Steelwool have been working with one goal in their mind. To make something that the community will recognize, enjoy and be scared by. This was still a bad mistake and they offered to post an apology. I told them that I was handling it, but just be aware that they offered. They wanted to ride by all of you. Oh yeah, and when you're hiding in the closet and baby is lurking outside of the door, that's really scary. I also refuse to play the FNaF 4 bedroom with Fredbear outside. You should see Springtrap walk. The little monstrous plush babies are the best original addition to any game ever. Thanks again for the support everyone, this is a great community. I'm going to try to be more vigilant to make sure something like this doesn't happen again. So, here you go. This shows once again what great of a creator Scott really is. If you own a VR headset, you are a really lucky person. You will be able to experience the game that made its creator scream in fear. Okay, enough about the VR game, let's get into the 7th image. This. Many people agree that this is an endoskeleton, and so do I. What is important to note is that this image was taken with an iPhone on March 2nd. This isn't a 3D model of some kind. This is an actual thing that has been photographed IRL. And what does that tell us? Yeah, FNaF movie. I'm almost 100% certain that this is an endoskeleton for the FNaF movie and the image isn't even 2 weeks old. Some people say it's Ennard, but I think it's just a normal endo for one of the animatronics, since Scott previously said on Steam that the movie will be about FNaF 1. It's really nice to see something from the set again. The only thing we've had so far is this. That tells me that the movie is going well and I'm a little bit more hyped than I was before. Thanks for the update, Scott. In other news, it looks like we are going to get an updated version of the Freddy files. According to the Amazon description, we are going to get, quote, 64 pages of new content exploring Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria Simulator and Ultimate Custom Night, end quote. 64 pages is quite a lot, but I think that there will be also a section on the fourth closet, and I also believe that it will dive deep into all the 50 character mechanics from Ultimate Custom Night, which all in all makes up the 64 pages. That was it, I think. Very exciting stuff if you ask me. I'm certain that we will get more updates soon, which also means that there will be more videos again on this channel. Apart from the upcoming FNaF news, there will be live streams again with games like the Fredbear Archives, Little Nightmares and Super FNaF 2 once it's released. There is a FNaF theory about Midnight Motorist in the works that should be uploaded in the coming weeks. And let's not forget my big timeline theory that I worked on for months and that I want to finish this year. All in all, this channel will actually be alive again. Don't forget to join my Discord server to be up to date and chat with an extremely nice little community. I'll put the link in the description. Subscribe for loads of FNaF related content such as theories, news and more. Thank you very much for watching and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.